So it's May 16th and it's windy as heck. Hey everyone, this is Steve with Entering Into Space, and I've used the ASIAIR app enough now that I think I'm ready to show you how I take images with it and what I've learned, some of the things I'm still struggling with, but what I really like about it. It's a great addition to my backyard astrophotography. Okay, so here we are on my little iPad Air Pro, my little iPad Air. I don't know if it's a Pro or not, I just added that in there, but we're gonna go and into the ASIAIR. It's just been updated, so now we have multi-star guiding and we have a plan mode. I haven't experienced that, so I'm gonna hit this little arrow key and get that out of the way. So basically it auto connects because I've gone through and connected my camera. So you can see it's got the ZWO 1600 mono camera. Shows my scope is 385 millimeters. My gain is at 139, and I'm going to hit the cooling button here to turn the cooling on, and I've got a target cooling of -15. So that's basically the first thing I want to do. What's next over here? So guiding we're not going to get into right now. These are my mount controls. So you can see for my particular mount, because I'm using the Orion Atlas, I have to set it to the EQ mod mount, and I'm pointing at this thing like you can see it because I'm a dumbass. So the mount is connected through the cable and hand controller to the ASIAIR USB 2.0 port. The guide rate comes pretty much standard. Tracking is not turned on right now because we haven't slewed to a target. The filter wheel is the ZWO filter wheel, and I've got all the filters. The best thing you can do right now is just label them, you know, by the first letter of their filter. So luminance, red, blue, green, hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen. So I've got it set to the red filter right now. What else across the top here? Focus, touch that. We can go in here to the autofocus settings. Basically, as we're doing an auto run, we can run an autofocus on a 2-degree difference. I've got it set to every 2 hours to run an autofocus. I've got it set on filter change, and I think I've toggled back and forth between before each object start. Sometimes I like to just do an autofocus manually, but you can do it when you hit auto run. It will effectively start a autofocus sequence before it does the first filter. And then after meridian flip, I'm not really, you know, I don't really turn that on. I don't really see the need for that. And I've got it set default at 8 seconds, and I found that works good for narrowband imaging, but probably for the LRGB, I usually probably set that to like 5 seconds. What else we got? Over here, this little symbol up here is for your storage. So I'm using the, you can see I have it checked, I'm using the USB stick that came with the ASIAIR Pro. And you can see I've got 47 gigabytes of 57 free. So we're still doing good there. So basically where you want to be is across the top. And then right now, as far as the Wi-Fi connectability, I have a booster, Wi-Fi booster plugged into a power strip on my mount, and I've got the Ethernet cable running from it to the ASIAIR. So the ASIAIR, you see how it says wired Ethernet connected. It thinks that I'm running a cable all the way from my house, which I'm not. So the iPad and the ASIAIR are both on the home Wi-Fi. So Basically, that's your tools across the top. You've got some actions on the right hand side here, and then these icons on the left hand side are pretty self-explanatory. You can toggle your histogram on and off. You've got your focus, you can manually do it. You can start an autofocus sequence there, which we won't do at the moment. Your guiding is how you're going to access your guide. So once we slew to a target, we're going to access our guiding, and I'll show you how to do that. Plate solving, I don't typically manually do that. I just let it do it when I slew to target. And it's got some really cool tools here. You got a set of crosshairs. You can annotate the image and do a star detection. So first thing I want to do is I want to do a polar alignment, and I've already got my mount set up, so polar alignment should go pretty quick today. But these yellow wording, or whatever you want to call it, if you click that, you're going to get focus, you're going to get polar alignment, you're going to get a preview, you get your auto run. This plans mode is new. You get live stack and a video. I haven't used the plan, the live, or the video. Just touch the screen to go back. So the first thing I want to do is I want to see how focused I am on this red filter, because I need to be fairly focused when I'm doing a polar alignment. So let's check that out. We're going to hit this basically that shutter button. We got to set to 2 seconds. If I wanted to set that to something different, I could right here. You just scroll up and down. But right now I've got it set to 2 seconds, and I'm going to take an image. And we just want to see, how focused we are. And if we're way out of focus, we'll use our manual controls over here on the left-hand side to adjust the focus by eye and get it fairly close. So, judging by the star pattern, let's turn everything off. It looks pretty good. I'm digging it. Cool. So I think we're focused enough to do a polar alignment. So that would be the next step. Next step would be coming here to hit preview. We're going to hit polar alignment. And what it says is it's got a 1 second exposure here. It's going to take an image and plate solve the sky. So let's hit play. So it's going to shoot a 1 second image with a red filter. So it took 1 second to plate solve. So we hit next. And what it's going to do is it's going to automatically rotate the scope 60 degrees. Yeah, baby, automatically. So we wait for it to rotate. It's going to take another image, and then it's going to tell us how to adjust our mount. I'll have to get up and get in your face. You probably can't see me because I'm so far away, but whatever. So it's calculated it, and it says I like it, and it says let's go. So hit the let's go button. So look, we already got a smiley face. So it's basically what it's saying is I need to move the mount over to the left or to the right a little bit and down a little bit. So what I want to do is right down here below your on-off button, you've got exposure times. It's set to 1 second, and we want to check auto. And basically what that's going to do is begin a loop. So let me spin the little doodad around here. And we're going to see if we can't fine tune it a little bit. Am I in the screen? I don't know. So we're just going to bump it a little bit here. So we're just trying to get that little yellow circle within the crosshairs. And trust me, you got to let it cycle a couple times before you go, yeah, I'm good with it. See how it was close and then it bumped back out? Oops, see, now it's going past. See, it's finicky. All right, so we're really close there. Let's give it one more time. Still in the crosshairs. We'll lock down. That was the azimuth that we were adjusting, right to left. And I like it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit finish. And it is going to calculate, and then it's going to shoot fireworks, and it's going to say, hey, it's going to tell me that I did this. I defeated 80.7% of other ASIAIR users. I got a ranking of 8,481. Whatever. All I know is I got a smiley face. So this is crucial. My mount is pitched at a 60-degree angle, and one of the mistakes I made was I just manually rotated it back up to the home position. No, you can't do that. So let's go back to the preview tab, and this is pretty crucial, and if there's a different way to do this, let me know. But we're going to go into the mount tab, we're going to scroll down to the bottom, and we're going to go to home, hit OK. Because what I did when I manually rotated the mount back up and locked it in place, when I hit slew to target, what did it do? It thought it was at the home position, so it was way off. I was puzzled. So we've slewed to the home position. Right on, right on. Cancel. Let's hit focus here. Let's turn our focus off. Okay, so now we're polar aligned. So the next thing to do is slew to the target. So that's a pretty cool thing. This little double arrow tab, let's touch that tab. We'll go in here to the search, and what I'm working on right now, you see it comes up to my favorites. You can set a favorite, you can hit add right here, and you can type in the name, and you can do the RA and declination coordinates and have a favorite set up. But we're not going to do that right now. Now I'm having a lot, I was having a lot of problems bringing up this menu, but took only a couple times. So we're going to go in here to ASIAIR objects. You see it's got everything. It's got everything, man. We're going to touch ASIAIR objects here, and we're going to shoot M3. So you can touch M3 and it'll tell you a little bit about it. Yeah, I like that. But you want to touch right out here in the bar part of it, so it highlights. And once it's done that, you see the go to button pops up here. So we're going to hit go to, and we're going to slew to target. And just like that. This thing is wicked easy. I'm loving it. Alright. So right off the bat, when it slews, not only does it slew, but it plate solves. I mean, you just sit here and watch. So it says validating centered or not. It took 1 second to plate solve. It found 150 stars. I mean, that's like, what? That's like lightning fast, right? So it's uncentered, and it's moving the mount ever so slightly. It's going to shoot another exposure. Found 117 stars. And now it says target is centered. So let's get the little mount controls out of the way here. Oh, there it is. There's our star cluster. Look at that. And you can actually pinch and zoom. Boop, 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 like that. And then watch what happens here. You hit tools and you hit annotate. And look, M3. Tools, detect stars. Look at all the stars it just detected. Are you kidding me? Whatever, bro. All right, so we have slewed to the target. Now we want to begin our guiding. So let's hit our guide tab over here. We're going to touch the actual box that pops up. That's kind of counterintuitive. It took me a while to figure that out. This little circle arrow, you know, yin yang. No, that's not yin yang because it'd be going weird. This little dog chasing its tail circular thing here. We're going to touch it, and that's going to begin our loop. And I've got the loop set to 1 second, right? And then I'm going to actually hand pick a star. I'm going to pick that star. So I'm going to touch on this star right here. You're not seeing my finger right there, right? And the little crosshair button, we're going to touch the crosshair button right here. And down at the bottom, you'll see it's calibrating, and because we have a new firmware update, we are multi-star guiding. Yeah, baby, multi-star guiding. So while it's doing that thing, this little double arrow up in the upper left-hand corner here, we're going to touch that. And we're going to come over here to the little yellow preview. We're going to touch that, and we're going to tap on auto run. And once we do that, we're going to hit the 3 little bars here, little menu bar. And we're going to touch this first one here. I'm saying touch as if it's kind of weird. Like moist. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to change our exposure. I have a little keyboard on my iPad here, so I'm going to delete that down, and I'm going to say 90 seconds. I'm going to choose my filter as red, and I'm going to shoot 20 of those. Okay? And it's set to bin 1, and it is a light. So we click OK. And we click the plus button over here on the next one. And we have to do this each time, 90 seconds. and we're going to say green, and we're going to choose a count of 20 and click OK. Add another one. Man, it's wanting to shoot some long subs, ain't it? 90 seconds. Blue, and we're going to shoot 20 of those. Click OK, and the last one is luminance. We're going to bump our luminance up to 120 seconds, so 2 minutes. Luminance, and we're going to shoot 30 of those. How about that? Just a quick little run on a star cluster. Click OK. So I'm shooting a target at 1 a.m. I'm working on the Cat's Paw Nebula, so I'll be working on that tonight. So I do want to slew to the home position because I don't want it to keep tracking, but I don't want to shut the ASIAIR down. So if I was done for the night, I would tick this, but I'm not. So it's going to have a 5-second delay before it starts, and there's going to be 2 seconds between subs. So we're going to go back, hit the back button here, and we're guiding. Look at that. We had a little funky start. So let's go up in here and hit clear. And yeah, we're guiding. So let's hit this guide graph off. So now what we want to do is come over here, we're going to hit auto run, and we're going to go back to like the focus tab, okay? And what we're going to do is hit our little focus tab right here. We already are on our red filter, so we're already pretty close. So we're going to hit autofocus. We're going to run autofocus. So basically, I think I want to shoot maybe 5 seconds, and then I want to hit the play button. And so this is basically your star size. It starts out down here at the bottom, 1.9. The numbers across the bottom are actually your focus location, and you can see it starts out at 1.9 and goes to 4. So it's going to shoot several images here until it detects a star, and it's going to start measuring the star width and plotting it on this graph, and you'll see it plot out here pretty quick. So we're shooting a kind of a long sub, but I like a little brighter star for it to autofocus on. And I do have you can hear it, I've got the ASIAIR Pro set to an audible tone when it's adjusting the focuser. I want to know what it's doing. So it speaks to me, it beeps, beep beep. So it's going to start out, it actually pushes that star way out of focus because it wants to find the bottom of the curve here. And the mosquitoes. So you see now it's starting to build a curve, it's getting that focus on down. We're at just a little over 6.2, 4.61. I'm seeing focus points around 2.4, 2.5, which is really good. Really happy with that. So 2.8, you see now we're starting to get really focused in here. Ooh, look at that, 2.1, what the heck? Man, can we hold that focus? That's gonna be razor sharp. So now that it's found the low point here, it's gonna start defocusing the other way to build the curve and know exactly where to put the focuser. And if you don't have an automatic focuser, use a batten off mask. Just keep doing previews. I'll show you here in a bit, but in the focus tab, it'll just do loops of like 1 second, put a batten off mask on it, and just keep doing 1 second loops and manually adjusting it with this little iPad in your hand. It's found one side of the spectrum, the focal spectrum, and now it's gonna do a real small trend line here to get that focus down. And we don't have any clouds. We're having some unbelievable weather. If you're jealous, good, you should be. I think it's fixing to change though. See if it pushes it down. 2.4. Can we get lower? Can we get lower? Chop it, chop it, chop it low. Eee! Nope, that's it, 2.4. All right, so hit the X button to get out of that. We are guiding, we are focused. Nothing left to do, but, oh, let me show you over here in the focus tab, you could hit set your preview to like 1 or 2 seconds and hit the shutter release button here, and it'll just keep shooting previews. But because I'm badass and I have an autofocuser, I didn't have to do that. So we're going to come back over here to auto run. We've already built our plan, remember? Let's back out of it, and we're going to hit the start button, and it says confirm. Do you want to go to home? Yes, confirm it. And it's going to have a 5-second delay because we told it we wanted to wait. And if you look down at the bottom, it says the meridian is in 2 hours and 4 minutes. So I don't think we're going to hit that. If we go in here to auto run, it'll tell you that the estimated time down here at the bottom is 2 hours and 33 minutes. But that doesn't take into consideration dithering, which dithering is going to be in the auto guide section. You come down here to dither settings. I'm dithering 5 pixels, and I'm doing an interval of every 3rd shot, so I'm moving it quite a bit. And dither is on. So really across the top are your key functionalities. On the right hand side are your actions, and then on the left hand side are some tools. So here in just a few seconds we're shooting a 90-second red sub. We should be able to see a pretty cool looking image here that we can admire. All right, so 9 seconds now, and we'll have our first sub pop up here for our red filter, and I'll show you when it loads in here how you can adjust the histogram, especially if you're shooting a nebula or something like that and you want to really punch it up to be able to see it. So cool, check it out. So you can move these sliders here. If I push this one out, it's going to make it darker. Yeah, see that? And I can move the black point slider over. It's almost like a stretch, you know? You're almost like stretching it, a preview stretch. And that looks clean. Or you can just hit auto to that. It's kind of grainy looking. Tools, we can annotate the image again. If you've got, like, if you're shooting a bunch of galaxies, man, it'll pick them all out. It's a really cool shot. So you can see it's on the second sub here, and then this little circle says, you know, we've got 90 images planned, and we just shot 1 of 90. I think we went through pretty much everything. Let's check this guide tab out one more time. I have this gain set pretty high. I found that works the best. And obviously 180 millimeters is my guide scope. I'm using the TPO 180 ultra wide, and it's working out really well. It's picked out my camera here, the 290 mini. And I've left all these calibration steps alone. I haven't adjusted them. Now we just go in a house and make a drink, and that's pretty much it. And the neat thing about it is you can get rid of it, turn the app off, go back into the app, and it basically auto reconnects. It doesn't show your last image because it kind of wipes that out. That's an image preview. But it auto reconnects. And yeah, so you can shut this down. You can go watch some Netflix, go watch some Blacklist on Netflix. And that thing's got a lot of episodes, man. Holy crap. Anyway, you can go watch something on Netflix and come back out and just check it at your leisure, and it's going to do its thing. And oh, by the way, the automatic meridian flip works tremendously well. I have not had any problems with that whatsoever. I'm super stoked. I probably raced through this, but guess what? I'm imaging and teaching at the same time, so that's just kind of how we roll. We got our guiding going on. It's a little squirrely right now, probably because I have all these lights on. Anyway, we've got some really killer subs coming in here, some 90-second red subs. And yeah, turn the histogram off to kind of clean up the screen, but I like to keep it on. And it's giving you a minimum maximum range that your subframes are in. And this minimum maximum range down here is something that is going to be really important when you shoot flats. And so yeah, I'm definitely going to follow up with a video on how to shoot flats, because there's no flats wizard, and it is pretty labor intensive. You've basically got to shoot a bunch of images, kind of like you do with a DSLR, and look at the histogram, look at the minimum and the maximum and the average until you like it, and then set up an auto run based on that. So stay tuned for a follow-up video on calibration frames with the ASIAIR Pro. So until then, you know what I like to say, clear skies, which I really have tonight, and clear minds, which I have now that this video is over with. All right, peace out everybody. See you later.